Hi, I'm Ruel from the Commission for Children and Young People. This is a brief overview of Standard 5. I encourage you to also look at the Commission's online resources for more information and in-depth guidance. If you have a co-regulator, please also refer to their guidance on how to comply with this standard. Under ChildSafe Standard 5, your organisation must ensure that equity is upheld and diverse needs are respected in policy and practice. Each child has unique abilities, skills, and life experiences. Differences in backgrounds, characteristics, personality, and beliefs shape how a child experiences the world and what they need. Organisations and communities are strengthened when diversity is valued and respected because children can access opportunities to fulfil their potential. Experiencing discrimination is harmful in itself, and in the context of preventing child abuse, it can increase a child's vulnerability to abuse and harm. It can also mean they are less likely to ask for help or speak up if they have a concern. Equity is a state of fairness in which all children can participate freely and equally in areas of life, regardless of their background, characteristics, or beliefs. A child's safety should not depend on their circumstances, and all children should be safe. Research tells us that some groups of children are more vulnerable to abuse and can find it harder to let someone know they are feeling unsafe or being harmed. Organisations are responsible for paying attention to the needs of children with disability from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds, those unable to live at home, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex children and young people, and Aboriginal children. Organisations will also need to give attention to other characteristics, vulnerabilities and needs, including those of non-binary and gender-diverse children, children of different religions, and children who have experienced past trauma. Learning more about children with these diverse experiences can help you protect them from abuse and harm. When diversity is respected, valued, and celebrated, organisations and communities are stronger and safer for all children. To comply with this standard, your organisation must meet the following 4 minimum requirements. Minimum Requirement 5.1. The organisation, including staff and volunteers, understands children and young people's diverse circumstances and provides support and responds to those who are vulnerable. Organisations need to understand the diverse circumstances of children as well as their right to fair treatment. Understanding the diversity of children in your organisation and community and acknowledging that some children may be more vulnerable to abuse than others is critical. This involves putting into place policies and practices to support and respond to all children's well-being and safety needs. It is important for staff and volunteers to take the time to learn about the children in their organisation and about their specific needs. At the same time, remember that some children and their families may not want to tell you about their particular circumstances, characteristics, experience or background, and that's okay. You should also reflect on the broader community your organisation operates in. If your organisation does not feel welcoming, inclusive and respectful, then children and families of diverse experiences and backgrounds may not see your organisation as providing a safe environment and therefore not become involved. Minimum Requirement 5.2. Children and young people have access to information, support and complaints processes in ways that are culturally safe, accessible and easy to understand. Children have different communication needs to adults. Make it easy for children to find and engage with information. You might have policies and processes in place that adults can understand, but if children don't have access to child-friendly information, they won't know how to raise a concern or how to access support. Ensure that any materials you develop for children use developmentally appropriate language and formats that are culturally safe. Consider using multiple ways of communicating, such as posters, discussions, videos, and sending information in emails and on social media. This minimum requirement links closely with Standard 7. Minimum Requirement 5.3. The organisation pays particular attention to the needs of children and young people with disability, children and young people from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds, those who are unable to live at home, and lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex children and young people. No two children are the same, so it's important that you take action to support the specific communication, safety and well-being needs of each child and young person your organisation engages with. Your policies should help your organisation to include all children, provide staff and volunteers information on diversity and inclusion, help staff and volunteers know how to provide equity for all children using the services or facilities, and promote inclusion and diversity throughout your organisation. Minimum requirement 5.4. The organisation pays particular attention to the needs of Aboriginal children and young people and provides and promotes a culturally safe environment for them. Aboriginal children have the right to enjoy and feel connected to their culture and community, be safe from harm arising from racism, and have access to culturally safe services and organisations. Detailed information on creating a culturally safe environment for Aboriginal children is in Standard 1. What does a safe place to be yourself feel like?
I reckon it's gonna be different for everybody, but for me, a safe place is where I won't be judged. Just relax and do what needs to be done without feeling judged or under pressure to do something.
Do you have an example of when an organisation responded well to support diverse children?
Of course. Diversity comes in varied forms. It can include everything from using closed captions on your Zoom calls to including pronouns and asking for pronouns of the young people you interact with. And I feel like a lot of organizations have started to do that, which is pretty amazing. So a true diverse space that's safe is where we will not get judged for our preferences and our abilities and priorities in life. Diversity is very important and must be upheld. So what does your organization do to address instances of racism and discrimination which is unfair to the people you work with?